So Skip Bayless took to social media, formerly Twitter. Well, it's X now. I like calling it Twitter. Most of you guys continue to call it Twitter, but that's neither here nor there. But Skip Bayless announced to the social media world that there will not be no Skip Bayless show this week. They are preparing to relaunch and re-upload with brand new episodes. Can't wait. And this tweet got a lot of, recommendations. A lot of people were tweeting in the comments of Skip Bayless's tweet. And, you got your constant, you have your constant flow of you're too old, you need to retire, the Shannon Sharp, this is what you get for, not working with Shannon Sharp or getting Shannon Sharp fired, yada, 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 yada. And to me, I look at this tweet a little bit differently. Now, before I tell you guys what I took from this tweet, I want to state this for the record. And I've been consistent with every media personality that worked at a big time network and now doing their own thing. So we like to applaud people, homing on their entrepreneur skills. All right. And there's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. I think we should have more and more people being entrepreneurs. But I feel like people who have no value to a major network, it's not like a major ESPN offered him a multi-year contract and then he declines it and now he wants to be an entrepreneur. And the same, if you want to call it smoke, but I call it energy. The same energy I had when Marcellus Wiley said, you know what, I'm going to go full independent. The same energy I had when Chris Carter said, you know what, I'm going to be independent. Jason Whitlock, the list goes on and on and on. Dan Levitar, the list goes on and on and on. And I've said this to all of them. There's a difference between major companies still wanting to bid for you, still offering you these contracts, but you decline them and you want to go just on your own. And then there's no phone calls. None of these companies want you back. There's a difference between the two. And the people I just mentioned, ESPN is not at their doorstep demanding, offering them a multi-million-dollar contract to come back to ESPN. Fox Sports 1 and ESPN, these big-time networks, are not coming to the doors of the Marcellus Wileys, of the Jason Whitlocks, of the Dan Levitars, of the Chris Carters, and yes, even Skip Bayless. They're not coming at these guys' doors with contract in hand, wanting them to join their network. There's a reason why these individuals are going independent and putting more time on their social media handles as well as their YouTube channels. Okay? Jalen Rose is in that company as well. I thought Jalen Rose, now look, Jalen Rose may have something in the language of his contract when he was working at ESPN that said that, hey, you just can't just jump to the competitors. I don't know the situation with Jalen Rose, but I kind of want to put, let's do it this way. We'll put one foot out and one foot in. We don't know for a fact if Fox Sports 1 wants Jalen Rose. Okay, first and foremost. All right. We'll make him exclusive to what I'm about to say about these other individuals. So if we're all going to appreciate and stand up and applaud for the Marcellus Wileys to go independent, for the Chris Carters to go independent, for the Jason Whitlocks to go independent. All right. If we're gonna do all that for the people that we like, then we should have the same energy for the people that we don't like. Skip Bayless, and yeah, Dan Levitar. Skip Bayless, he doesn't have a lot of people. He has more people that hates to love him than actually love him. All right. But if we're gonna have this, if we're gonna use the same, if we're gonna have the energy for those individuals I just mentioned, we should have the same energy for Skip Bayless. If you stand up and applaud for those individuals to go independent and do their own thing, and you like that, then you should have the same energy for Skip Bayless. Now, here's where I come to my conclusion of this tweet. And my conclusion to this tweet, I came to the same conclusion with the other personalities I just mentioned, with the exception of Jalen Rose, and we need to see about Max Kellerman. I think there's a huge demand for Max Kellerman, and I think there's a demand for Jalen Rose, but not as huge, but in the right circumstances, which is basketball season. Basketball season has not started yet. I believe the closer and closer we get to basketball season, we'll find out where Jalen Rose is going to be heading. All right? We're primetime football, pro football, the NFL right now. But anywho, as far as the other candidates, here's my conclusion with Skip Bayless's announcement about his YouTube channel, The Skip Bayless Show. And Skip Bayless said that he was going to have this big surprise that he's going to tell us later on, and how he's been planning for this for months. Okay? If this is your surprise, Skip Bayless, that you're going to be a full-time content creator on YouTube, if this is the surprise, this is the carrot at the end of the rope, all right, that's a huge L for Skip Bayless. You went from ESPN, the biggest network as far as when it comes to sports entertainment. There's nothing bigger than ESPN, not even the WWE. Nothing bigger than ESPN. You left ESPN to go to Fox Sports 1, signed a multi-year contract with Fox Sports 1, got your own show. You're pairing yourself up with Shannon Sharp. Skip and Shannon Undisputed is blowing up. It's doing numbers. It's not the first take killer everyone was hoping for. I kept telling everyone from the beginning that this wasn't going to be the first take killer. Nah, that's not it. All right? They were doing numbers, but they were, with Skip and Shannon, they were not doing ESPN numbers. ESPN First Take was killing Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. All right? And, Shannon Sharp leaves. And in a year after Shannon Sharp leaves, you leave. It's not real determined if you got fired. But I feel like it's the same situation as anyone else's situation. You're at the end of your contract. They don't want to negotiate another contract with you. Life goes on. But at least when you was at Fox Sports 1, you had an opportunity to have 2 contracts with Fox Sports 1. When you was at the end of the road of your first contract with Fox Sports 1, you should have seen this trend happening already. And I said in multiple videos on this very channel that you fumbled the bag, kind of. You should have went back to ESPN. And yes, ESPN had their own setbacks. They was laying people off left to right. But at least you would still be at ESPN. And getting the old team back of Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, and what their proposal was, they was gonna have both of y'all on First Take, ESPN Plus. You guys were gonna be featured on all of the primetime games, NFL, basketball, boxing, UFC. Even if ESPN offered you more money than Fox Sports 1 on your second contract, I would have took the ESPN gig. I would have returned back to ESPN, been on First Take. They would pretty much been carrying you on First Take, because Skip Bayless coming back to First Take is a lot different than when Skip Bayless first came to First Take. I think the swag will be gone. It will not be your show. It will be Stephen A's show, and you will have to massage your ego and come to the realization that you're the second banana on the tree. Okay? And if that would have happened, if you would have just went on and fulfilled your contract with Fox Sports 1, then jumped back to ESPN, then Fox Sports 1 would have had no choice but to sign Shannon Sharpe to a multi-year contract. Now, is that the end of Undisputed? Probably. I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharpe wanted his own show. Probably. And then but even with Shannon Sharpe at Fox Sports 1 and Skip Bayless back at ESPN, they probably would have they would have more success with Shannon Sharpe. I don't think Shannon Sharpe's show would kill First Take in ratings, but it would be enough ratings to justify having Shannon Sharpe at Fox Sports 1, if you dig what I'm saying. So, getting back to this announcement with Skip Bayless, if this is the announcement that you kept publicly saying on social media, oh, what, man, that's no big deal. You know, I'm leaving Fox Sports 1, but I'm pursuing something that I always wanted to do. I'm in talks and discussions. And if this is the announcement that you're going to be a full-time content creator on YouTube, which is not a bad thing, not for Skip Bayless, maybe for me or for someone else, but not for Skip Bayless. If this is your big announcement, then this is not an announcement. This is just you tucking your tail. This is an L. Now, you can dress this L up all you want to. You can dress this L up in a Monty suits or Gucci outfit. You can dress this L up however you want to dress this L up, but at the end of the day, it's an L. This is a huge L. If this was, and I talked about this on this channel, how there's really no offers of Skip Bayless returning to network television. Okay? ESPN already released a statement saying thanks, but no thanks. He's not going back to Fox Sports 1 under any circumstances. NBC Sport, that's even in a smaller market than Fox Sports 1. And NBC Sports is not into that type of content Skip Bayless does anyway. If you look at CBS Sports, yeah, they got Jim Rome, but Jim Rome, it doesn't do what Jim Rome typically does on his radio show. It's a tame version of Jim Rome, and that's even a smaller market than NBC. Okay, I don't see Skip Bayless doing the political route, going on CNN and Fox News. TNT is no longer in the business of professional sports. Okay, so there's really nothing out there network-wise, sports-related-wise, and I'm sorry about the noise in the background if you can hear that, okay? There's no network that's going to come in from out of nowhere and, you know, it's business as usual for Skip Bayless signing a multi-year contract with this network, and he's going to be the host of something and yada, yada, yada. And I told you guys, don't be surprised if Skip Bayless returns to radio, satellite radio. I can see Skip Bayless doing, oh my God, Mad Dog Sports. I think he has an older audience. A lot of older people listen to Mad Dog Sports, and he would be very successful at Mad Dog Sports on the radio side of things. Now, with Skip Bayless, he might have a partnership with somebody, like with Volume, or he might have a distributing partnership, or a partnership with DraftKings, and that will make it nice for Skip Bayless. But hey, look, we all praise Cameron and Mace on their sports show, and their sports show is on YouTube. So we're gonna have that same love, that same appreciation for Cam and Mace, but they have sponsorship deals and things of that nature. We, if y'all appreciate that and this, that, and the third. Oh, and Showtime Sports. I don't think Showtime Sports is really in the market for Skip Bayless, but I could be wrong. All right. But if we can do all that for Cam and Mace, who are essentially YouTube content creators, if we can have that same energy for Marcellus Wiley, Jason Whitlock, who are content creators. Shannon Sharp dabbles in content creating, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap and things of that nature. And we give him praise for him going independent. He's kind of sort of an independent, but he's really, he's got a multi-year contract with ESPN. So, he's dabbling in all the right places. Just put it that way. He's a household name. All right. But on the content side of things, as far as him doing content, being a content creator on YouTube, we don't bash Shannon Sharp. So, yeah, we shouldn't bash Skip Bayless. But the only reason why I'm giving him an L, not because he's a content creator on YouTube, is he made it sound like, look, there's something that no one knows, that I'm going to be back on network television. I'm going to be back on a prime time channel. Big time channel is going to support me. This, that. He made it the illusion of that. And now this is your big announcement with the Skip Bayless Show, a content creator on YouTube. I mean, that's an L. That's a huge L for Skip Bayless. But I guess now being independent, he can, he don't have to be scripted. He can say what he want to say. He wants to offend somebody, he can offend somebody. If you want to look at it that way, yeah. And hey, maybe he might be more of an entrepreneur content creator where he does YouTube. He may do Twitter Spaces. He may do Twitch. I don't know. Okay. I assume the best places for Skip Bayless, and I only assume these places because of he wants to speak freely. He doesn't want a muzzle on him. He can't say certain things, do certain things. Mad Dog Sports, the radio show, Kick, the streaming service, and I mentioned something else. I just can't remember what it is. If you know what it is in the comment section, put it in the comment section. But definitely those two places. But hey, look, it is what it is. Guys, I will talk to you guys later. Deuces.